look, in this little segment of this video, we finna talk about. Now I had wrote the shit down because when I write the shit down, it's important. And then, but anyway, that ain't even the point of this. Now look though. Now in this video we finna talk about problems. Now whether these problems are in your yang realm or your yin realm, aka your internal realm or your external realm. Cause you gotta remember it's two sides to everything. Now look though. Now first of all, before we get into this shit, we need to look at what is a problem in this motherfucker. Now look though, a problem is something that is hard, like aka that started off as a light concept or ideal, and then it came into the physical. But it's like still a light concept and ideal, but it has like it's kind of like so you ever see like smoke or some shit? It's kind of like, so you know how you got liquid, like look at it in these three states of matter. So you know how you got liquid, it's kind of like oil being in fucking water, or it's kind of like smoke and pollution being in air. You get what I'm saying? Now look though, it can come in those three states, but look though, look though, but with the state of the problem, it starts coming into the solid state. Now those other two states I was talking about, it can happen in those states too. Now you can look at it like this. You can look at it like this. So if it's a mental problem, you can look at it like okay, let me see. So you can look at that shit as like something that's gas. So it, like, cause it's dealing with thinking and shit like that. So you can look at that shit as pollution. So if it's like a mental problem, it's probably pollution and shit in your head and shit like that. So you gotta clear that shit away and shit like that. Now if it's like one of those in the physical, like the physical world problems, there needs to be like these be like real hard, heavy problems. This like when you like it's real heavy and it feel like it's a burden. This like some I'm trying to think of some shit, but you get what I'm saying though. Now when you want to think of a liquid problems that deal with like liquid and shit like that, these be like problems that because you got water and shit like that, and liquid that deals with the soul realm. Damn, I haven't did the video in a minute, but look though, you got the water and the liquid, and that shit deals with your soul realm. So if it's like oil and it's like fucking trash in your goddamn in your damn soul and shit, then that's how you know it's a problem in your soul realm. Now the problems can manifest in three different realms, whether that be your mental realm, the spiritual realm, and the physical realm. And that bit now look though, we can keep going with this shit, but I'm finna break this shit down to the simplest form. Now look though, sometimes some of the problems, and I'm finna tell y'all how to get rid of these shits. And then, but before we get into this shit and get any further, I'm finna say this shit too. Now I'm finna this is a disclaimer in the beginning of this shit before we get any deeper. Now look though, some problems are placed in your life. So some problems can't be moved overnight or over time. What else this shit? And it will take more time to get rid of. The heavier the problem, the longer it will take to start lightening up, aka for the problem to start lightening up on your soul, your spirit, or your mental. That's so it would take way more longer for that shit to lighten up if it's a heavier problem. The heavier the problem, the longer it would basically take for that shit to start lightening up. Now some of y'all motherfuckers be having some small ass problems, and y'all be making that shit heavy y'all damn self, cause y'all be putting all this emotional weight to it, mental focus on it and everything. Shit. Now look though, we finna start in the what room we gonna start in? Now we finna start in the yang realm. Now the yang realm, this is the physical realm, the outer realm and shit like that. Now look, give me a sec. Now before we even get into this shit, I know we need to get into this shit, but we already did get into this shit. If you're a person and you know how to balance your yin and yang, like you know how to balance these two, then you're the type of person who can easily deal with problems way more easier than the person who's, aka, I'm talking about tapping to your internal realm and your external realm. If you tap in these two like that, like yin and yang, then you can easily, these the type of people who can deal with problems way more easier. Now look though, and they can even help other people solve problems because they see this shit. You know what I'm saying? But look though, now we're finna get into the problems with the yang room. Now the yang room, that like how I said like 30 seconds ago, that deals with the outer world and shit like that. So you can, so this should let you know like, these are going to be people, places, and things that are in your life, and whatever person, place, or thing is causing a burden to your soul, then you need to cut that shit out. I don't give a fuck if it's your cousin you knew for a whole lifetime or anything. If that motherfucker is causing you any weight or any burden, don't hold on to no labels like, oh yeah, this is my cousin, I knew him for so long. Nah, fuck that shit. Fuck all that shit. Any person, place, or thing that's causing your shit to come down, no matter who they is or what it is or how you think important, how you feel like how important that shit is, cut that shit out. Cause look though, you want your shit to be light. You don't want your shit to be heavy, coming all down in density. You want to be vibrating high and shit like that. Now look. Also, you gotta, if your problems are outside in the yang room, in the external realm, then you gotta find people, places, and things that cater to you and shit like that. So things that benefit your soul and your mental or your spiritual, in a way where it's like it's like helping. It's like, you know what I'm saying, like where this shit is benefiting you. It's not like a burden to be around. Cause some of y'all motherfuckers be around friends and shit who be bringing y'all fucking vibration down, and then y'all be so scared to fucking lead a damn pack. These motherfuckers feeding off your energy and shit. You a fucking, you know how this, you can be us. You a damn slave to your friends and shit. But hey, it is what it is though. But look though, that's maybe a whole another topic for a whole another day. Now look though. If the problem is within your internal realm or your yin realm, then you would have to go within and deal with it. Now look though, the fastest way to deal with internal problems is alone time. Now, because alone time, you're one with yourself and you're one with your internal realm and the external realm, but it's really more, we're really more talking about the internal realm, and that alone time is what would make you deal with your problems way more faster and get them out of the way. Because if you're around a whole lot of people, how the fuck you going to deal with your problems? And just because you've been around a whole lot of people all day and you only have, and you go home or some shit, and you got like 3 hours in the bed and you like, oh yeah, I'm alone for this time, that don't mean shit, nigga. You might need a whole damn day, a week, month, a year. Shit, this shit real for real. Now look though, also, if the internal, now this is another thing that happened, what people need to understand. If the internal problem is not taken care of, then this shit turns into like a negative breeding ground. This kind of like if you got like cheese in the refrigerator or some shit, and then like mold started getting on that bit, then it'd be like a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying, it started to turn into a breeding ground or some shit. Or this kind of like if you got some trash outside or some shit, and all the trash everywhere and shit like that, and you can look at this shit like it's a whole lot of trash in your internal realm or some shit like that. Or you can be a trash ass person, no real nigga shit. I'm just being honest. But look though, and then this shit is all within your soul realm, your mental realm or some shit like that. But this one that shit can manifest as you fighting demons. Cause look though, what you need to understand is if it's a negative, if it, damn, I stuttered like a bitch on that shit. But look though, if it's negative energy everywhere in your internal realm, then this like negative spirits and entities and shit like that, they'd be like, oh yeah, let's go right here and let's go to this motherfucker place and shit like that. And then this can even get deeper to the point where your ass can be doing certain shit and you think that's you doing it, but these motherfucking spirits influencing your ass. Now look though, spirits influence us every single day, whether you agree with me or not. It's a whole lot of spirits influencing us every day and shit. But when you working with some negativity on spirits and shit, then this shit, that's when the shit gonna start happening, where you start getting mad and taking and shit and doing all types of crazy shit you don't even want to be doing. So you gotta but anyway though, real shit though, if it's a problem within your internal realm, do you need to really take care of that shit, because you don't want this shit to get deeper and deeper into the shit manifest as well. Spirits be like, oh, that's the go ahead, and let's start going to let's go to his vessel and his soul realm, because just because you can't see that shit doesn't mean that shit ain't taking place, my nigga. But look though, and then that's when you start waking up, you fighting demons and shit, all types of shit, and then you be like, damn, that nigga was right. You know what I'm saying? But look though, now look though, another thing is, I'm finna end this shit, but before I end this shit, I'm finna say this: you cannot run away from your problems, nigga. So you gotta face them bitches head on. Now some problems, them bitches take a long time. Hey, I ain't gonna sit here and purdy. And some problems, them shits, you can get them shits done like that once you know what to do. But you cannot run away from your shits. Your shits will always find you. Your problems will always find a way to come. Whether that shit is in the external realm, whether it's like some child support or some shit, or that shit is within you, and that shit, you know what I'm saying, that shit get wicked in there.